Hello, this is Editing Jacob. Oh, my voice cracked. This video is based off kind of other videos that I've watched, and I hope you enjoy. Hello, YouTube! Today I'm gonna be making strawberry pie without a recipe. It's gonna be really, really good, and you need to wait. So here are the rules. Well, there aren't really that many rules. I haven't looked up one single recipe of a strawberry pie, and I am just gonna make it without any experience. I've never made a pie before. Let's see how it turns out. First, with strawberry pie, I would assume that you would need to make the crust first, so that is what I'm going to do. Sugar! I started out by softening butter in the microwave for 15 seconds. I then added 3/4 of that stick of butter to a bowl. The first thing I did was stick in 3/4 of a stick of kind of melted butter that I put in the microwave. And now I'm going to crush up some graham crackers and put it in the mix. I don't have any of those big Ziploc bags that are like this size. I only have the small ones, so I'm just going to have to crush these up in like a bowl or something. It may seem a little gross, but I crushed up 7 graham crackers into this bowl to use in the crust. Turned out pretty good. I also realized that I forgot to preheat the oven, so I preheated it to 315, hoping that would be a good temperature. After this, I added 2 eggs to the crust mix. And surprisingly, I cracked these with one hand very well while filming at the same time. So give me props for that. Good. Jesus Lord. I also washed my hands again after that because it's very important to do that when you're cooking with eggs. And I don't want my hands to be that dirty, So the mixture is actually looking pretty good right now, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar just to add more flavor to it and maybe something else because just graham crackers and butter and eggs doesn't seem like it would taste that good as the crust. So see me when I'm putting sugar in. Yeah. So I actually put in 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I also put in a little bit of honey to enhance the flavor. It's time to mix. Yes! So right now, I'm in the middle of mixing, and it's not looking very crusty. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of flour. And I think that will make it more like doughy and crusty, I guess. But not really crusty, you know what I mean. So I can't tell you the exact amount of flour that I used, but I used this is about a cup. And I kept mixing it in until it really had that kind of crust dough consistency, and that required 3 of these. That's cups. What I want. And then eventually, with my hand, I kneaded it, but I saw that it needed more flour, so I added a little bit more flour than 3 cups, so probably 3.5 cups. And after this, I felt really good about the dough. I felt like it was actually very doughy. So, yeah. I also realized I had a really big mess in the kitchen, and I would get in a lot of trouble if I didn't clean that up, so you'll see me do that later. Hello, I'm back, and everything's kind of a mess right now, but I discovered I don't really have any pie tins, so I thought of a better idea. Cupcakes. So instead of making cupcakes, I'm going to make a mini strawberry pies, and I hope it turns out well. The dough is going really well right now, and I'm just really excited. And the oven's already preheated, so I should probably hurry up. I cleaned the tins because they were dirty. So now that I have washed all these, I'm going to spray them all. And I don't have those, I don't think I really have those like cupcake papers. So that's why I'm spraying these. I'm using olive oil's cooking spray if you're gonna make this recipe. Yeah. Now I'm gonna put the crust in each of these, and then I have to make the strawberry stuff. I dropped some dough on the floor, sadly. So I molded the dough to each of the cupcakes. Well, not cupcakes, but little pies. And I think it actually turned out pretty well. I didn't have enough dough for all of them, so I just did 8. And then I left over a little bit, and you'll see why at the end. It's actually a very exciting and good idea, which may also be a common idea, but I was happy about it. And I think 8 is enough of these pies, so if you're ever going to make this, 8's enough, yeah. That is. I just realized I put this in slow-mo. I thought it was really funny, though. I then went into my fridge to get strawberries, and it looked really weird filming. I'm sorry if you get epilepsy from this. So if you're looking to do this as a recipe, I cut up 8 strawberries, and then I made a jam out of it. Look at those shots, too. That's really cool. Who knew sticking strawberries in a pot with one hand would be hard? So I scooped up 1 cup of sugar, which is actually a lot, you could use less, and I put it in the pot, and I turned the heat up to medium. And I was hoping to make kind of like a jelly kind of consistency with this for the pies. While the strawberries were cooking, I came up with the idea to put a little strawberry in each little pie. So I would cut it and then put it in each one. And that took up my time, and it was actually a really good idea. It turned out well at the end. So I went over to check on the jam, and when I started mixing it, I realized I was kind of having trouble turning into that filling of the pie because it wasn't getting that wet. And I know over time, if you kept it boiling or heating up, the water would come out of the strawberries and make a filling. But I didn't really have that much time, so I just poured about a teaspoon of water in there. And then I mixed it all up, as you'll see. And I kind of beat it aggressively because I forgot to chop up the strawberries enough. So I just kind of smashed it so it would make more of an even filling. Kind of screwed up on that water, so I put about a teaspoon of cornstarch in there to just thicken up the filling a little bit. I then mixed that cornstarch into the filling, and it kind of worked well. It didn't really thicken it up that much, but it was okay. So after I felt the filling was done, I turned off the oven, and I went to those little pie things, and I filled each one up carefully. Now, because I put the strawberry in the middle, there ended up being a little bit too much of the filling left. But that's okay. So here's why I kept extra crust. I rolled it out, and I wanted to put those little lattice things on top of each pie to really have, like, more crust. And I think it looks really cool when they're on top. I couldn't cut them very well on camera, but I cut them better off of camera. And I put it on each pie. So I put 2 across and then, like, 2 vertically. And they actually looked really, really, really good. I was super surprised at how good they looked. And it turned out I had the perfect amount of dough left. So if you do this, just keep a little bit extra dough and don't make like 12 of them. So then I went over to the preheated oven and realized I left all of the stuff in the oven. So I got that out and I put all of the little pies in there. And I put it at 23 or... Wait, let me just look. 23 minutes. And that wouldn't be enough. So you'll see how much longer I put it in. here is me post making them. They're not done yet. They're still in the oven, and I have to clean up because I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble if I don't. But I swear to God, I did not use a recipe. They look so good. I don't know why. Like, I think the muffin idea was actually really, really good. I don't know if anybody's ever done that. They probably have, but they turned out really, really good. I put them in for 23 minutes, and I hope that's not too long. It's just part of the process, and I'm not going to look at them because I have to clean up. But I'm so excited to try them. I really hope the dough, the crust turns out really well. And I will see you when they are done. Let's hope for the best. When I said clean up, I meant clean up. I spent like 20 minutes cleaning this kitchen. I vacuumed. I did a whole lot of cleaning. When I saw that the pies were done, I was so excited. So I just went over there and I was just so happy. And then I looked at them and I was like, oh my God, those are good. So I pulled them out and realized they leaked. And then I kind of poked at the crust with the fork and I realized it was not fully done. So I went to the oven and I decided to put it in for a few more minutes. I kind of had trouble putting it on the oven, but I did it eventually. I put it in for 8 minutes. And I know the screen will say 350, and honestly it was 350, but I just didn't really realize that until after because I had originally had it at 315. And I realized the screen was also very dirty, so I wiped that off. And I wiped off some of the other buttons or some of those little things on the oven. And look at how cute my cat is. Her name is Lily, but we call her Chicken. So I went to the oven to check on them when there was 2 minutes left, and they looked done, so I pulled them out of the oven. So total cooking time would have been 29 minutes if you do this yourself. And they look so freaking good. So I got it out of the thing with a fork, and I got whipped cream, and I put it on top, and I was so honestly excited to eat this. Okay, I'm actually so excited. Here's my raw reaction to it. I haven't eaten anything, and it looks really, really good. I mean, I hope it's not too hot, but let's go. Smells really good. The dough is really thick. But overall, oh my God, that's so good. So I would say, if you're making this, ooh, sorry, that was gross. That was a little too hot. Wait for it to cool down first of all. And make the dough a little bit thinner than I did. I didn't roll it out because I didn't know how to do that with like the little cupcake things. But overall, it's like a 9 out of 10. It's actually really, oh, come on. It's actually really, really good. Oh my God. I cooked both literally and figuratively. This is like, my grandma always says, it's so hard to make pie crust. I'm just gonna get the store-bought stuff. Without a recipe, this pie crust is actually really good. The graham crackers you can taste. I would suggest this fully as a recipe. Well, that's been it. Thank you so much for watching. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because it really helps me. It really helps me out because I put a lot of effort into making this video. I edited the whole thing. I filmed the whole thing. I cooked the whole thing. I cleaned up. It's all me. It would really be nice if you would like the video, or it's just nice that you watched it fully. I hope you really liked it. And you should consider making this too.
Okay, bye. Thank you for watching again.
Again, thank you so much for watching. And here are the ingredients if you want to make it on your own. I had such a fun time.